Vito Rizzuto.
Whatever had protected Vito from the law so far deserted him in 2004. He was in an American prison, and while he waited for his trial to begin, the Italian police were figuring out Rizzuto's role in the Messina bridge scandal. The mountain of evidence collected by Italian police includes video of members of the criminal consortium and wiretaps. The police bugged everything: houses, cars, and hotels. They even listened as consortium members realized Rizzuto was locked up and they were without a leader.
Our friend was arrested 3 days ago. It's terrible.
Don't forget, he's like Saddam Hussein. When they arrest him, it's the end of the world.
Vito Rizzuto organized crime is a transnational organized crime.
The Italian investigation took 5 years. Silvia Franze was the lead investigator. She says they were amazed at the global nature of Rizzuto's criminal holdings.
He has interest in all over the world, in Saudi Arabia, in Africa, in Western Canada, United States, Holland, Europe, all over.
The investigators knew Rizzuto had to have a front man in Rome, but they had trouble believing what they were seeing, says prosecutor Adriano Iasillo.
La dottoressa ha già spiegato come è iniziata l'investigazione.
We were perplexed, admits Iasillo. It seems the front man's name was Joseph Zappia.
It was out of suspect because it's an 80 man, because it was in Italian, he has double citizens, he was Canadian and Italian, and he doesn't have any contact with any representative of organized crime, so it's a perfect, clear face of the organization.
Canadians may remember the name Zappia from the mid-70s and the scandal of the Olympic Village construction in Montreal. Zappia was the engineer on the project that was mired in cost overruns and allegations of extortion. He was accused of defrauding the government, but was acquitted and left Canada. But in hundreds of conversations taped by the Italian police, Zappia acts on behalf of Rizzuto, raising cash for the money laundering scheme. And there is one critical and rare recorded conversation between Zappia and Rizzuto, following Zappia's meeting with Arab investors.
I am waiting for their phone call.
They will give us something, but it's not enough. I think we should ask for more.
I agree.
Vito Rizzuto, who never did business over the phone, had broken his golden rule, and police knew they had him.
They live in 2 different countries, and so they have to speak by phone. And so even if they try to use a cryptical language, they need to communicate in some way.
These days, Joseph Zappia lives in a comfortable neighborhood in Rome. Mr. Zappia? As a result of the bridge scandal, Zappia is on trial for being a member of a mafia organization. Hello, this is CBC Television. Can we talk to you, please? And he didn't want to talk to us. Trouble in Rome and trouble in Montreal. The noose around the Rizzuto's criminal organization continued to tighten. In 2006, police in Montreal rounded up dozens of mafia members, including Nick Rizzuto. He'd been handling the family business for 2 years since Vito's arrest. So, father and son, both in jail. The empire was teetering. The image of the mafia, romanticized in song and Hollywood movies, is not how people in Italy see it. And the anti-mafia forces here wish North Americans would learn to see the threat posed by mafia everywhere.
Ancora oggi i canadesi ci chiedono: ma dove sta l'illegalità di investire del denaro per costruire il ponte sullo stretto di Messina? Qual è il crimine? Questo obiettivo apparentemente lecito, le organizzazioni criminali mafiose lo perseguono attraverso un metodo mafioso.
Italian prosecutors believe the Rizzutos should be in Italian prisons. They plan to extradite both men, even though Vito, a Canadian citizen, is in an American jail. In the town where the Rizzutos lived, there's a small park called the Victims' Park. On one wall, the names of people murdered by the mafia.
Major case like the strage of Via d'Amelio.
They are judges and journalists, business people, people who got in the way of the mafia. And the words, we will not forget. So many people died, says Antonio Lucia. It hurts us to see these names. People here believe the mafia has ruined the economy and many families. We want young people to know the mafia is not a good way to live, says Pasquale Campisi. Cattolica may be home to one of the biggest mafia bosses Sicily ever produced. It's just not a legacy people here are very proud of.